Right, good morning fisher people. I'm Alan Norris from FishOn TV. It's Wednesday the 24th of September. It's 10:05 and I've just set off, well 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, set off on the long 5-hour 45-minute journey to Tamar Lakes for the final of the Feeder Masters. I qualified for that on the first round in May. Seems to have been an age since I qualified. Loads of practicing done, 9 or 10 sessions, just trying to get tuned into catching skimmers. I was hoping to drop on some roach, but they just haven't seemed to have been showing anywhere. 5 hours 45, what a bloody journey that is. So, like I said, 15-20 minutes in and I'm queuing in traffic already on A1. Typical. There's quite a few lads already there. I know Mick and Lee Kerry were there yesterday because I saw a post on Facebook. Dennis the Menace and Steve Ringer. Dennis the Menace is Adam Wakeling. It just makes me laugh. It's funny, that man. They're already there. Adam's showing Steve how to catch roach because he is brilliant at catching roach, but so is Steve. Steve just wants to be even better. Just in case I draw roach pegs. Not for me though. I'm drawing 2 skimmer pegs down here. I can't catch 350, 360 roach in 5 hours. Flipping heck. So, can't tell you. Them sleeps, I've been counting the sleeps down big time. Really looking forward to it. So we'll be practicing tomorrow. I've booked a place as me, Charlie, Steve Curtis and Eddie Bryden. Dave was going to come down and film it for Bait Tech, but I think the time and effort, money-wise, I don't think it were really worth it for him. It's a big commitment, is that. So that's a shame. We're hoping Dave might have been down with us as well. But it should be set for a great weekend. And we're looking, as you do, you look at what weather's going to be like. Temperatures are really dropping on a night, down to like 2 and 3 degrees. That's definitely going to push skimmers into deeper water. Just from what I've experienced at the reservoirs I've been fishing. At the minute, the skimmers seem to be happy in a 6 to 8 count. So as you can see, I mean, you go catching them in like a 4 count at one point, even a 2 count, but that's not going to happen now. Definitely go to deeper water for sure. So I've needed that little bit of practice to get that knowledge. So they're the depths I'll be looking at on the practice day. So we're practicing tomorrow. Then it's the official practice match on Friday. So that's like 2 days practice. And then we get down to business on the Saturday and Sunday. Now I will try and film it.
In 2 miles, take exit 35 onto the M18 towards Sheffield.
I thought, wife, we're on holiday. So yeah, I'll try and get some footage. The weather, it looked horrendous 10 days ago. Looked like it was going to be like mega windy, slinging it down with rain. It looks like we're going to get bright sunshine, moderate breeze, and up to 21 degrees, 22 degrees possibly even. So that's lovely. I mean, I'm not bothered about bright sunshine when you're fishing for skimmers and bream, but the scenery, it should look fantastic on the camera down there. So I'll get some footage of the draws, where we are. Like I say, I'll do my best to get as much footage of the final as I can, and hope you all enjoy it. So let me get, I'm going to get a cup of coffee. I've got all my sandwiches, all my bait, everything all ready. I'm going to get a cup of coffee once we get onto the M1, all ready in my flask, and Can't wait to get there. So the next time I shall see you, it will be down in Tamar. Good morning, fisher people. Right, Saturday the 27th of September. 2 days practice down here at Tamar for the Feeder Masters final. On the Thursday I went to the nearest peg 38. Shortest walk. I thought, well, there's no point, I'll just sit here. Apparently it can be quite good, but it's not been fished for months. Apparently they don't put that peg in. And I struggled. I had 14 skimmers and half a dozen, 9. I had bits and bobs, perch, a couple of decent perch. And that was about it, but I was rather disappointed. There were decent skimmers, up to £1, maybe a little bit more. Probably had 10, £12 with those because they were decent sizes. A little bit disappointed. But they've caught to my left. And then yesterday was the official practice match, and the pegs to the left, I think Des Shit was on it, and Zach Williams. I think they've come like first and second and third on those pegs where Charlie and Eddie practiced. Peg 38 where I fished had £8, so I've not really done that much wrong. Yesterday I drew peg 24, a right hike. I was absolutely knacked when I got there, and it was really shallow for quite a long way out, so I thought, well, I'll set some roach rods up, I'll set up for skimmers, and to get some depth I had to go to 56 metres. All in all, I've had 27 skimmers, but they were a wrong stamp, because I've ended up weighing in for Lee Bembrick because his back was knackered. I says, come on, I'll do it for you. So I've weighed in, out of goodness of my heart, obviously. And my skimmers, and when I was weighing the other people in, their skimmers were like 3 times the size of mine. When I say 3 times, I'm on about, my skimmers were, biggest were probably £0.5, and the others were sort of 4 to 6 ounce. They were like damn flask weight, and I've only weighed £9.9. I've had 27 skimmers and 8 roach and perch. So you don't want to be catching roach at 56 metres. And I had a look short for roach and I never had a bite. Don't know why. Absolutely no idea. I give it 40 minutes and I thought, well, there's no point staying on this, because if I've not had an indication after 40 minutes, out to go for skimmers. And that was it. When I threw all my bait in at the end, there's loads there. You could see them all, but it was really shallow. It was probably only, well, I don't know, 18-inch, 2 foot deep max for quite a bit out. I think it was too shallow, and I certainly wasn't going to fish for those roach at sort of 18, 20 metres. Not a chance. So I found a count at 56 metres of 5.5. If I went left, 6. And that's the area that I've fished. I think Des Ship had £41 off peg 36, which is near where I was. Alan Scotthorne, brilliant that. Alan Scotthorne, he's had a great day. He's had 482 fish. I weighed in and I didn't realise how many fish you were going to plonk into the net. We weighed in on a slope, and a few's got out and they've picked them up and put them back in, and 2's got away. So I've weighed in, he's weighed 39.12. 39.12. That's just brilliant, that. Oh, well done, 39.12. And he went, it would have been 39.14 if they hadn't dropped them roach. Sorry. I do apologise. Oh, he had a great day. I think Rob Button had 30 odd pound, 300 odd fish. Brilliant roach fishing, that. I can't do that. So I need some skimmer pegs. I mean, to catch that weight, that's unreal. I know some of you will probably think, well, get some practice in. Try and find a place where you can catch up to 500 roach. Wow. And it can't be a commercial, it's got to be a natural water. And, you know, sort of 8 metres. That's what you've got to find. So Alan's obviously put a hell of a lot of practice in somewhere catching those roach. Well done, sir. So I think I'm rooming with Eddie Bryden, Charlie Simpson and Steve Curtis. I think Steve had £11, Eddie had 20 odd pound from a half decent area. I didn't particularly, I liked where I was, it looked lovely, but the stamp was too small. If it had been the same stamp as the others, I would have had sort of 15 to 20 pound, but they were just such smaller stamp, and I don't know why. I think that's just how it is. They move about in in whatever shoals they want to be in. But thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a great atmosphere around here. Everybody's up for it. We had a few nice meals, a couple of little drinks after, not too many obviously. I don't drink like I used to do anymore. And it's great fun. So it's set. I'm going to try and get some footage today. Do my best. It might be a bit of rain. If this video doesn't quite work out, there's always tomorrow to have a go at. So target weight, you've got to be looking at trying to get £30. At the minute my confidence is a little bit low with Tamar. It feels a little bit, I knew I'd feel a bit like this. Feel like I'm a little bit out of my depth, if I'm honest. So I definitely need to be on some skimmer pegs to try and catch a few decent skimmers, and that's what we're hoping for. But knowing my luck, I will draw a roach peg and the longest walk. But we'll see. We shall see where we get drawn, and you can only do your best. Gonna love every minute of it, and I'll try and bring the feeder masters at Tamar to you people to watch. So there we go. That's all we can do. And we'll see you people at the draw. Oh, it's over 2 days, by the way. It's Saturday and Sunday, and it's the biggest accumulative weight. So if I think a great achievement for me, if I could, and at the minute with what I've caught so far, I'd be in the bottom end, which is what most people seem to do when they come to Tamar on the first visit. I would like to try and get mid-table, and I think that for me would be a result. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to win. I don't come here just to contribute money. I do want to win, but you've got to be realistic. A lot of these have been here quite a few times, some fish festivals, and you are up against it. I've had a couple of days practice, but it's not enough. It's a massive, massive place, and you've just got to get in tune with the place. I don't quite feel like I'm in tune with it at all at the minute. So, got a little bit more idea. There's certain things that worked yesterday, but it still didn't produce the bigger stamp. It encouraged a few more bites, but didn't produce the bigger stamp. So we'll come to that one when we get to our peg and work out what we need to do. So we'll see you at the draw, people. Get my hat they've given us. I've got to wear it. I don't want to do my hair for, there's hardly any on. Right, peg 18. So we've had this path to walk round, all the way around there and all the way around there, right up to there. And then there's a car park another 50 yards further up. I fished just round the corner from there yesterday. This is peg 19, I'm Millican. Right, showing 65% and it cuts off saying low battery. What's that all about? Don't buy GoPros, they're rubbish. Batteries are crap. I'll be changing GoPros shortly and getting rid of them. They've done me head in recently. So yeah, big massive walk all the way around there, down here, and then it's another well, at least quarter of a mile or so down there to other pegs. So this is the red boy peg. Apparently it's supposed to be a flyer skimmer peg. I'm next door just here. This is John Millican. He watches my videos, so he's already set up. Looks like he's just setting up for skimmers to me, which is pretty much what I'll be doing. So peg 18. There we go. Just down here. And I think Will Freeman fished this yesterday. I think in 20 odd pounds. So there's no excuses today. So as you can see, the red boy's just there. I've had a plumb about and it's gravelly up to 32 metres. It's not too bad, but it's just small bits of gravel. And then I found a silty bit, and that's 37 metres. Actually, it goes for 5 wide, so I could probably get away with maybe 32 metres, but I thought no, I'll make sure I'm well on it, so there's no chance of catching any rocks like I did yesterday. So it's definite, and I've got like it's hundredths of a second short of an 8 count, which is I'm really happy with. And just in front of me here I have got a 10-foot rod set up, which if the skimmers aren't showing I can just fish for roach at 8 metres. So I'll probably put 4 feederfuls out long. I'm not going to go mad because it's been fished a couple of times now, so 4 feederfuls long, take it from there. I can always put extra in, and then I'm just going to put two of those in short for roach, and just top it up now and again. But I'm hoping to get skimmers. Now when I weighed in down here yesterday, there was better quality skimmers caught round here, so I'm hoping it's just going to be a skimmer match. I mean, I can't catch 482 roach like Alan Scawthorne does, so I'm sure I could do alright with a bit more practice, but that's my tactics. It's going to be skimmers at 37 metres, and the rods I've got are all 11 foot, so that's 11 foot jewellery, a 520 extremity. That's one with a longer hook length. That is a pellet feeder or hybrid method feeder, and that is a short hook length. Both all map parabolics, apart from the jewel, all 520 extremities. I've even bought the new one. There we go. That's the new 520 extremity. Lovely reels. I can't speak highly enough of the Preston extremities, and the map rods are brilliant. The tips in them are just wonderful. And then bait wise, that's my bait up mix come roach mix. I've got a few chopped worms in there. I'm going to do some more if it ends up being like a roach match. A bit of some dead red pinkies, bit of whizzed up corn, plenty of casters, maggots they'll come to life, dead reds, plain ground bait. A few pieces of corn for when I bait up, hopefully for bigger fish to just come nosing on round. So dead simple. Just 2 minutes, Chris. So dead simple match, hopefully, and let's see if I can do it. I mean, if I caught 27 or 30 skimmers of what they were catching yesterday here, it's going to be high teens to £20, I would have thought, because they were good skimmers. But I think to do well in the match, I'm going to need about 50. Can I catch that many? Don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm here, and it's wonderful. I'll let you have a look round. It's just lovely, and if I was over there I'd get a lot better picture. But it's a big massive lake, there's a river comes into it somewhere. I've got Chris Stevens at the side of me with his son Max Stevens, so he's a very good angler. I've just got a bit more time, a couple more things to get ready, a few more feeders, and then we're ready. So hopefully we'll see you guys during the match. Gone in. I had 4 casts, 4 2-minute casts. Just was thinking the light's gone round. Let's hope it's a better skimmer today than yesterday. I think it is. can't swing them in. That's the biggest one I've had for a few hours, I'll tell you. Not today. I'm on about while I've been here. One of the biggest ones. So they're the ones we're after. That's got to be 8, 10 ounce, maybe 12. I need to have one of those yesterday. Not one. And what I've done, I've just been a bit more careful with feeding today. I've still fed like 8 feederfuls, but only 2 of them with no particles in. Then I've done 8 window feeders. In fact, the size next size up from this, a large window feeder. Just because of all the bait that's been going in, I didn't want to end up being Liner City, and that was just a lovely positive bite. So I just thought I'd play it steady and see how we go on. I've put a couple of feederfuls short. I know Chris beside me is he's gone straight for roach. But that fish is quite a few roach. I've got a good count out there. And I've got my tip under the water when I was doing it, and I just saw it shoot forward. Just got one, yeah. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have told him because his dad's next door. And he couldn't miss the bite, it was a proper bump. Just as I was tightening up. Let's hope we get a few more people. So he'll be telling his dad he's got skimmers already going, your skimmer line. Damn it, why did I tell him? But yeah, at least we're off. So that's like 20. I spent probably 10 minutes baiting. And then, where's my camera? Yeah, so it's 25 minutes in. I've had 4 or 5 6-minute casts, and that's your fish. Actually, 2-minute casts. What am I at? 4 or 5 2-minute casts, and then I'm going to start sitting on it a little bit longer. I just wanted to get some bait in there, and I might as well be fishing. So, yeah, 10 minutes, putting a few feederfuls in, 4 or 5 casts. And then it's gone. In fact, I forgot to put that timer on. So let's just hope they turn up properly. Fingers crossed. Come on. The difference in these bites to yesterday is ridiculous. They're just straight round. Whereas yesterday they were hardly moving the tip. This is my 3rd one. And I swung everyone in yesterday. Yesterday I might have dared to swing that in, but still, as you can see, decent size. Still 8 or 10 ounce at least. And even though I caught my first one up maggot, I didn't have a bite on the next cast. I've just gone to a bigger feeder to get the swim. Put a bit, just keep the bait going through, and as soon as if I start getting too many liners, I'll cut that down. But a piece of dendra, and it worked really well yesterday as well. So I don't see. I just thought I'll give it a go now, early doors rather than later. Because I've been putting red worms on dendra. What best? Couldn't believe it. And I'm just adding a little bit of extra chopped worm in my mix. Not too much, and I've not chopped it as fine as what I did last time. I'm sure that's how we're getting. Maybe I was getting the little skimmers yesterday. I don't know. That's just. I got that too hard. It's just moved a little bit, but it's all right. There's feed there. Because this wind's getting up quite strong now. Settled. It's much deeper than yesterday as well. And these bites are just Great. Honestly, the best bites I've had in, it's my 3rd day's fishing, and these are just straight round. No messing. I just hope we get plenty turn up. Yeah, gorgeous bites. If I like that all day, oh, get in. I can't see it lasting, but yeah, I know what they're like, these skimmers, but you never know. Don't get me wrong, I still get the odd little tap, but when those 3 have been on, it's just been round. Lovely. Really positive. I'm trying to work out whether it's a liner or not. Just get it yanked in. That's what we want. The yanking skimmers. Will it go for you? Will it go? And when I want to pull it through as well, the area I've found it's smooth as out. There we go. I mean, you can't miss them, can you? You can just tell a completely different stamp altogether. Brilliant. I seem to put a scrap up pot first, 3rd. And then they sort of glide in, and it'll start nodding again in a minute. I could be wrong. That's a proper one. For skimmers I'm on about. Yes. They're the ones we want. I'm happy now. I'm off the mark. Oh, lovely jubbly. 4 lovely skimmers. So we started at 10:30. It's nearly 11:15. That'll do me. Hot rest at max, just keep catching like that. Not that I'm greedy, but that'll be lovely. Be a shame if a couple of £6 bream turned up, not that I'm greedy. Stop being greedy, Al. Stop being greedy. It would though, wouldn't it? Be a terrible shame. Oh yeah, fish you had. Oh, well, I had 28 skimmers and 6 bream. £6 a piece. Dream, dream, dream. Lower because you get a bow in your eyes. It's hacking down there like you won't believe. So there we go, people. We'll chat in a bit and see how we get on. Right, well, another half an hour on, and I'm up to 6. This is number 7, and I've just had one, a real, I thought it were bream at first, but it were a lot bigger than the others. It's got to be at least £1.5. Now this feels like a decent-ish one. Yeah, I can't believe the difference in the stamp to yesterday. Unbelievable. No wonder I didn't have no weight. The other one I caught was quite a bit bigger than this one, so nice little bonus. Can't get away with it though. They all want to know how many you've got. How many is it, Alan? They're roach fishing, you see. And it's definitely, I keep trying it, some with a bit of worming, some without. And I tend to get the quickest bite when I put some in. I'm just a bit worried about getting all the tiddlers turning up. But having said that, I've not chopped it ultra fine, which is how I'd want it if I were fishing for the roach. So let's just hope it keeps going steady away. That's 7 now. A bit come out at me on that. Many sats out there. keep ground bait off it. And believe it or not, that last bite, when I've been saying it's ridiculous how good these bites are. It was hardly a touch at all. It hardly moved at all. But I just could tell it were a bite, because you can just see it shaking its head. So it's picked it, it's gone down, picked it up and gone, oh, what's that? And then your tip just goes. So I lifted and it were on. So yeah, happy enough at the minute. I think that were a smaller fish. That looked like a smaller fish bite to me. Goddamn things. We don't want tiddlers, we want the biggest that's in here. Ouch, swung me in the finger. I think that's gone for the maggot that was on the worm, because it was strange, it was rattling like it was on, but I just thought that was like a small fish bite to me. So I'll try it without slopping, just with particle mix, but I'm not getting liners or anything, so it don't tell me that there's like loads in there. It feels like I'm picking them off. Yeah, it definitely feels like I'm picking them off at the minute. Because when there's plenty of fish in, you can just see it's going like this. And it's hard to tell which is a bite sometimes and which is a liner. But I'm happy at that. I'd rather not get the liners and it just go like that. That soaks me right down to the ground. So yeah, it's we started at 10:30. It's 20 to 12 and I've got 6 decent skimmers and a slightly smaller one, but better than all others that I caught yesterday. What's that? It's bugging me, that, whatever that is. So yeah, we're doing alright, people. Be nice to catch steady away like this all day. Right people, we're up to, what is it, 1:45, 10 to 1. And it's gone funny. It's my first bite for a while, but I'm on 16 skimmers and a perch. Plus I've had a cormorant in my peg, which is not held. But at least that is a decent stand. And the other skimmers I've had were the smaller ones. So I've been trying to do all sorts with my bait to try and get these back. And definitely worm is the best bait. All I seem to get is a smaller one. Having said that, when it went funny, they were still taking like half a dendron. Maggot. So when that cormorant come through, I really slopped my ground bait up, trying to make a cloud. Added some casters and bits and bobs. I'm going to start adding now, even though I've got micros through my mix. I'm going to start adding a few more micros, because I want to have a look on the method to see if we can pick those bigger skimmers out. Get a few micros down there. We know that they'll love them, but will they love them at this time of year? I'm hoping so, because water's not exactly freezing. I just need to cast that a bit harder. It's spot on, but too much of a bow on it to kick it out. But it's windy, is it? Because feed will go that way, you see. So I need to try. It's hard to get it straightened out. I have to give it a little bit more oomph rather than trying to judge it spot on. So yeah, a few micros gone in. I'll probably have a couple of little. Hold on a minute, is that going to go? A little indication there. Oh, that we're going to go. Oh, definitely went round. Give it another go, people. Get a few more micros in. Micros, a little bit with corn, because it's a yellow wafter. Get them in. A little bit of slop. A little bit of dry on top. Right. It's the only problem with worm. When you reel it in with no fish on, it spins up. Would you have spotted that? Better. Right, let's get back out there. That's what happens when you go too high. Another big bow. Damn it. It's like not even, it's bloody wind. Because I can't hardly feel it here. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to have to give the method a little look shortly. Well, the pellet feeder, should I say. But we're on 17 skimmers and a little perch, or 2 little perch. Oh no, a roach and a perch, I think. And I've had a couple of smaller ones like that. But it's them big ones I'm trying to pick out. And I think if they are knocking about there, so I've put the corn in for the colour, the pellets because they're going in pellet feeder with ground bait and my normal mix. It's just I like to push the pellets in at the back so they push everything out. And then it's a yellow and a white wafter I've got, or I can put 2 reds on, or I can put a airy bit of worm on, that can work. I prefer the wafter, because even when you put my maggots on, you sometimes still get this, but when it's a wafter, it just goes. I think you get little ones going around, maggot, nibbling, that can't quite pull tip round. So we'll keep going. What time we do? Finish at 3:30, so we're halfway through the match. Just short of halfway. It's 12:55, so at 1 o'clock we're halfway through, and I've got 17 skimmers. I could do with a really good run. It's definitely slowed down since that. Well, there's been a cormorant at back and a cormorant just short. It's gone through the swim. It's noticeably switched off. So let's hope they come back and we can have another nice run. We'll see how we get on. 1.5 left, people. And I'm on 20 skimmers, and I've had a few roach and bits and bobs, but not a lot. I just came off it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just caught half a dozen of 10 roach or whatever it was. I didn't particularly count them, just to give it a little rest, and I've gone back on it, and I've just had a skimmer. Not the stamp that I was wanting, the big one. It was okay. Probably 8 or 10 ounce, but 8 ounce. Oh, just had a little line or something there. Like I say, we've got an hour and 25 minutes. I could do with at least another 10 or 15 of these skimmers. It'd be nice to get some decent ones, just to give me a nice little start for tomorrow to. Like I say, looking at what I've seen, these people that can catch these roach are the ones that are going to do well, unless like Ringer's on an absolute flyer today. A really good skimmer peg. I think it comes second in match yesterday. £38 or something like that, and he sat on that. So we need to be sat on them, never mind roach pegs, but the guys that can catch roach are catching 30 and 40 pound of them nearly, so we need a lot more skimmers than what I've got on there at the minute. So let's just hope this last hour and 25 minutes is kind to me. I did try the little pellet feed and I've had 2, but they were smaller ones. I felt like there were some small ones that moved in, so I had like 3 or 4 quick casts. Left it 15 minutes, I've gone back out just to see if we can pick some nice skimmers up. That's what we're after. Another skimmer, but the fish that's in my peg now are not the ones that were there this morning, for sure, which is a shame. Oh, it's a little perch. I thought it would have been bigger than that. And I'm not getting any liners or anything like that. It's as if they've gone. And I reset it up, hoping we'd get some fish turn up. Come here. They always get it right down, don't they? Not a lot I could do there. So I don't know really what else to do at the minute. It's like, how can I get a bite? Yeah, he's 140 tiddlers next door and 5 skimmers, so he's done alright there, I suppose, but no good for comp, as he says. But we'll see how we get on. After this I'm going to go on to the little pellet feeder. Oh, that's windy, I just cannot. I wanted to go to right of my swim there. Wind whip, oh, it's just kicked. Goddamn thing. I'll have to just hope. Hard work, mate. It's been really quiet last couple of hours. Yeah. I've had 20 skimmers. I've got some about that big.
Have you? Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Not a lot. I've probably got. But the one's got to be. I thought it were. I want. Has he? I wanted 40 skimmers today off here. Yeah. No, it's not going to happen. They've gone. I don't know where they've gone. Bites were lovely now. Just. Yeah, couldn't miss them. And now I'm getting all this farty shite. Little.
Have you had some come?
Yeah, I've had one come through here, and then one up. And it's since they've been actually. It's been a bastard. I thought, the way I set off, I thought I'm going to have 35, 40 skimmers here, and it just fucking stopped. One come 25 metres out, I'm fishing at 37, and then one at about 60 metres. So they've just been up and down, haven't they? And it's fucked them off. Yeah, you haven't got a lighter, have you, Ernie?
No, I don't.
Don't you smoke? It's just a lighter I want. And it's been difficult. I'm on 20 skimmers. I know I've had a few decent ones, but I really did want at least another 15 or 16 more. I wanted 40 really. That would have given me a nice weight, but it's just, since them cormorants have been up and down, I've been up once, down that's 25 metres, and then one a bit further out. I think it's spooked them because it just seems funny that since they've been here, it's gone off. And I've had a look for roach down here, but I just don't like catching them. So we're into the last hour now, people. I'm going to have a little go on. So there just don't seem to be any fish out there. If there is, they're not taking maggot, worm or pinkies. And the bites, if I get any indications, it's just a little, not like this morning where it was just straight round. So into the last hour, people. Let's just hope something turns up, back up again. And we can have a few more fish. I could do with another 10 of them nice ones, to be honest, to give me a good start for tomorrow. We're off our 2 minute, well, a minute from winding in, and it went round. I don't think it's one of the big ones, but it feels like an alright kind of stamp. It's trying, that is for sure. I hope it is one of the bigger ones. Yes. There we go. So he's got to be 10 ounce. So we're all right there, aren't we? A few more needed, people. A few more needed. Right, I'll get this back in. That hook length needs changing. It's kinked to out, so we'll see in a bit. 22. And looked into this. It's not the big ones, but anything's better than nothing at this stage. Just need to top up what I've caught. Let's have a look. Oh, that's bigger than I thought. Nice little surprise, that's a bit bigger than I thought, people. Get in. So another 8 ouncer. I thought it was just going to be one of them 4 to 6 ounces, so this one. That'll do. Let's see if we can get a few more. So we've got 45 minutes, unless I hook into something really big, people. I'm just going to get my head down and see what we can get in this last hour. And we'll just have to hope I can latch onto a, well, last 45 minutes, latch onto a few beauties. That's what we're after. So, bit of a short video, but it is probably the biggest match I've ever been in. I'm going to concentrate and unless I hook into a big bream or a big massive perch, we'll see you people at the weigh-in. Too high, but never mind. Right, we are all weighed in, people. I'll keep this short and sweet. There's no point dwelling on this one. Well, I've set off great today, as you saw. I think after an hour and 20, an hour and a half, I must have had at least £8 in the net, which doesn't sound a lot, but it was very good. I'm getting nice skimmers, so between 10 and 12 ounce, the odd £1 or £2, maybe just over. And I was quite happy. I thought if this keeps up, I could have 25 to 30 pound, maybe more if it keeps up. And then the Black Death turned up. Wasn't in my peg constantly, but it spooked the fish, and I struggled to keep the bites coming, and I kept nicking one or two. The cormorant's just, it's the same for everybody, so you know, there's nothing you can do about it. But I've ended up with 25 skimmers and a few roach and perch. I came off and just had, I caught a dozen or so roach just to give that line a 10-minute rest, 15-minute rest. And then last half hour, I've caught a couple more, which you saw. The last half hour, when I've said I'll see you at the weigh-in, I've gone on to the little pellet feeder and I've hooked into 3 proper ones. When I say proper ones, they'll have probably been 10 ounce, 12 ounce, you can tell. And very unusual, I've lost all 3. They just came off sort of 4 to 5, 6 winds in. Don't know why. Maybe they weren't hooked properly, maybe in the side of the face, something like that. Don't know, but that's just how it is. And I've ended up weighing 17.5 pounds, which has put me in 37th place. So halfway in 30th place was £20 8 ounce. So not far off the mark from where I want to try and finish, which is mid-table or above. Your winner today was Andy Power. He's fished an absolute blinder. He's had £38 2. Des Shippers in second with 36. Steve Ringer in third with 34. Lee Kerry with 34.4. And Alan Scawthorne in fifth with £34. All roach apparently. So well done, boys. Our gang Eddie is in 24th with 21.4. Charlie's in, where's Charles? Charles is in 41st with 16.6. And Steve Curtis is in 55th with £12. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I really thought I was on for £25 at least today, and then it just changed. It really did just change. I tried my best to get them skimmers going again, but it's all to play for tomorrow. Let's see if we can put a decent weight together tomorrow. Need a decent draw. Again, I prefer the skimmer peg to those roach. I had a little go for those roach, and you've got to be disciplined, that is for sure. I don't do enough of it to catch them like that. I'm sure if I had all down it, I'd get better and better, but you have got to be disciplined to just keep swinging little roach in all day. Little bits of wormhead seems to be the best, so you can keep casting out and catch a dozen fish or so. That's what I found. But it's really not for me. That's you've got to practice that for sure. But that's how they're catching here. That's how they're catching the big weights. 400 and odd of them, which is unbelievable. So I want a skimmer peg tomorrow. Get in, and we'll see how we go. I could do with at least £30 plus tomorrow to give me half a chance of getting in the top 20. But £30 tomorrow, hopefully, might put me halfway and above. It's a tall order, I think, but we'll see. It all depends where we get drawn. So that's it, people. We shall see you on the bank day 2 at Tamar for the Bait Feeder Masters final. Right, see you tomorrow.